Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Saturday night's Messages of Love from Above. And I say this every week, I know, but I can't believe it's Saturday night already. Zoom, 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 zoom. Before we know it, Sunday night will be over and we'll be into another week already. So, hope you're having an amazing weekend. And before we get started, let me just get my desktop all set up here. Good to see everybody. And let's pop out the chat here. There it goes. We will get into the readings here momentarily. All right, there we go. All right, I think we're good there. All right, so before we get started, let's send some love out to the world, as I like to do to start off our session here. So, whether you're watching live or on replay, we can join together to multiply love out to the world. And it does make a difference. I always talk about how powerful unconditional love energy is. And just one of us sending love out on our own, we help counterbalance a million individuals, our brothers and sisters out there who are experiencing lower vibrational energy. And we help tip the tide of the emotional energy of the planet. So we can make a difference. When we join together, it doesn't just add on top of one another, it multiplies it. So if you'd like to join me, please do so. I'm going to take a big, deep breath and come back to right here, right now in this moment. So you can join me if you'd like. Beautiful. And as I hit the singing bowl, we can let that love flow down into us, fill us up, our cells, our lives, our minds, our hearts, our energy, our bodies, and then flow out to the world. So just grab that a little better there. There we go. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Let's put that back here and let it finish out its song as it continues to sing away. And so thank you guys so much for being here. I'm super excited. Before we get into the readings, let me grab some more stuff here. And squeaky chair. It's extra squeaky today. So just some of the free content that I put out. I put out a Scorpio full moon pick a card on Wednesday, which we have the full moon is on next Tuesday. And so this talks about making the most of the full moon release energy. It also includes Mercury going direct on April 25th. So we'll move into the post shadow. So it gives you all the 411, the info on how that impacts us as well. The bowl's still going, wee, wee, wee. And then also tomorrow, I have a new episode coming out on my podcast, From Chaos to Cozy. So if you want to catch up, here's the one from last week, episode 10, The Power of No. And then there's the playlist link too if you want to catch up on any of the other episodes. And we've been talking about, we got some retrograde energy going on here. I had put out a video. It's a new type of video I'll be putting out intermittently called Astrological Zenergy. Talks about different planetary aspects and energies, whatever spirit is putting and nudging me toward. And this one we talked about the Mercury retrograde that we're right in the middle of, and then the Saturn retrograde that we're in the pre-shadow of. So we're starting to feel those energies already. But if you want to know more about how to make the best of those, then you can do that. Whoops, let me click the link here. And then also the eclipse energy that we're involved in right now. I know solar eclipse was what, a week ago, Monday, maybe even before that, but we're in it, that we're impacted by it 4 to 6 weeks before and after the eclipse season. So 4 to 6 weeks before the lunar and 4 to 6 weeks after the solar, it makes it very impactful for us. This talks about how to make the most of eclipse energy, as well as the I'll pick a card for it there too. All right. And then yesterday we moved into Taurus season. So happy birthday, all you Taurus sun babies. This one has a pick a card for all of us and a special bonus 3-month reading for all the Taurians. So if you know a Taurus in your life, make sure to send them the uh, the link and tell them happy birthday from their bruddaZEN. And then on Monday, I know I do a lot of giveaway stuff, a lot of free content, but it's what my joy is. And we're starting back up monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign. So here's the playlist for that, and then and I'm also going to have at the beginning of those the astrological Zenergy, kind of the high level of the full moon, the new moon, kind of the energy of the sun moving into its new sign, and any other significant planetary energies that spirit wants me to share. And then I will, of course, dive deeper into having intermittent, videos too. So there you go. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So there we have it. Those are the main things. So if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. We have a wonderful, great group of people, huge hearts, great senses of humor. So welcome. And if you're new, how the free readings work, I do go down in order. First come, first serve for the free readings. There is no special list. The chat is it. You just put your question out there. If you don't want to share your business out there, I get it. You can just ask for a general reading. Spirit knows what you're asking for, and so we'll pull cards and bring answers that way. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I prioritize those readings, step outside of the free readings, dive deeper into those readings, and once I'm done, I return back and continue down the free readings. And so it is how I, make my living. So I do honor those, and so appreciative of my YouTube channel members, which I don't see if there's anyone in here currently, of my YouTube channel members. You'll see their name in green with a little badge. But those individuals, anyone making donations, and if you purchase any of my services that I offer, which are down in the description box of the video, a bunch of different types of private personal readings. I do hedge work, which is an energetic kind of work, and then also astrological. It's what do I call it? Wish upon a star astro reading as well. So if you want to check them out, all that's in the description box of the video below. All right. I gave Animal Guides Tarot a little break here in my last session, but we're bringing them back in here. And so we're going to use them for this session here. I do have a few donations, so we will jump into those as we get started. All right. Hey, DM. Hello, hello. I don't know if you got my email. I did send you an email. Um, but I didn't see a question from you in the chat, so I didn't do anything with it, but I have it saved. So yeah, definitely pop your question in, and I will prioritize yours as well. So good. I'm so glad that you came back. It's like having an outstanding check. Well, in the olden days, when you had a check register, you had a check that wasn't cashed, and you're like, come on. Yeah. Okay, no problem. No problem. It probably went to your junk mail. You know how it goes. They probably spammed me, stuck a spam sticker on my forehead, and threw me into your spam folder. but I'm glad you're back. So thank you. All right. So we'll start off with Brenda Tejada. Thank you so much for your ice cream cone and your donation. Much appreciated. And let's see. So it looks like you have two here. Let's take a look. All right. So we'll start with the first one here. So I don't think you have anything else before that. Yeah. So we want to know why you're feeling the way you're feeling today. What will be the outcome and how will the rest of the day or night go for you? All right, let's take a look here and see what's going in here. So I'm laughing at DM. You're so funny. All right, so let's take a look here. Why are you feeling what you're feeling? And so that's why you're feeling what you're feeling today. What will be the outcome? And how will the rest of the day or night go for you? All right, let's see here. Day and night. Okay. Well, they're being very specific here for you, so that's good. Yeah, so the bottom of the deck here, you've got the 7 of water. Is there a lot of a bunch of emotional confusion going on? It feels like there is this, this energy of this, just a lot of different emotions. It just feels like an emotional roller coaster, right? And what energy? Let's see, what is the moon in today? Oh my gosh, I didn't look at what moon it is today. How could I? See, today is the 20th, right? Yeah. Well, yeah. So the moon right now is in Virgo and it's entering into Libra later this evening. So, yeah, a little bit of things. Yeah. Let's take a look here. Sometimes it could be the moon energy and it can be, you know, depending on you might look and see what your moon sign is. But it can be impacting us. Virgo can be very into our heads and overthinking things, depending on the combination of energies. And then, Libra will balance out the thinking. And so you might hear in about a lot of thinking and such. Yeah, that makes sense. So in about 5 hours, and when we move into, I think it was, let me see what time it moves into here. It moves into Libra. Moon enters Libra. Oh, wait, it'll be 9 o'clock my time. So about 3 hours from now, you'll start to feel kind of a balancing out of energy as Libra kicks because they're the balancers. So that'll help with the thinking, balancing it out a little bit. We'll dive in here, and we have 3 cards that talk here about the why. Why are you feeling the way that you are? And we'll take a look here. Okay, yeah, here's that thinking. Okay. Yeah, and I see you're kind of going back and forth here with the thinking, right? You got the Justice card, which usually has the Ace of Swords. And, there's this, the scales balancing here. It's the, going back and forth between you've got this 3 of Wands, which is about choosing to go a different direction. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles, which is about, oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit the microphone. Giving like a second chance and having things. So it's you're kind of torn. Yeah, like you said, you feel it affects a lot of things in your life. You don't want to repeat cycles, and so you're like, well, should I just take the exit ramp and leave, or should I give him another chance? Should I stay or should I go? Like the song, right? If you stay, there will be trouble. If you go, there will be double. Whatever that song is. But I do feel here that pull between the scales going, well, on this side, da da da. But if I put that on there, then it goes here. But if I put that on there, it goes here. And if I put that on there, well, it goes there. And I just feel like it's back and forth and back and forth. All these things, writing. If you haven't tried journaling about this, I would. I would get it out of your head and onto paper because sometimes when we're thinking about things, it'll loop and something that's like 10 things will feel like 1,000 because it's looped 100 times, right? So it feels like, oh, it's so big, but when we write stuff down, we're like, well, that's it. There isn't more, but it's our brain as loops it thinking, well, we don't want you to forget it. So we're going to keep bringing things and it seems so big, so much bigger than it actually is, but it helps bring clarity with that too. So, I definitely see here a lot of this emotional confusion is, being rooted. Well, it's spawning a lot of thinking and that's what's coming in here. It's like the unknown, the what ifs, right? All those thoughts that are rooted in fear. But if I end it, but what if they were the best thing ever in my life? What if I don't find anyone anymore? Blah 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 blah, right? There's all this that goes inside, right? Let's see here what will be the outcome of your day here though. Let's take a look. All right. Well, you've got two major arcana, death and rebirth and renewal, So both of these are about endings and beginnings, right? So I feel like you by the end of the day you're going to make a decision and you're just going to go, "You know what? This is what I want to do. I'm going to do this." And it doesn't mean you can't change your mind later, if something else changes, but you're like, "You know what? You liked who they were with the hope of who they'd become, but they kind of pooped out, right? It's like, oh wow, this is gonna go off and be this giant firework, and you know, a little pocket rocket instead of a boom, and you're like, huh, this is not turning out with the way I thought it should be, and I have hopes that they'll change, but I feel like you will figure it out. I feel like you will, get to a point where you're gonna, you have peace of mind with the 4 of swords by the end of the day, which I think the Libra energy will help come in to help balance the scales, and you really look at it and go, "Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take take them for who they are acting right now, and I don't want that, so I'm going to just let it go, and if they want to come back and they want something, then I want them to show me first before I open back up my heart and my door." you know, Show me the consistency that you're back, in that, if that makes sense. So I feel like that is for that. And then they gave you a card here, like, what will the rest of the day and the night go for you? I think you'll decide to stay because, I mean, not stay, that you'll leave. Um, because I feel like you're like really thinking about it, going, you know what? Don't, don't, let, um, believe who they're showing you that they are right now. And you're like, "You know what? They're not giving me what I am wanting, and I'm not going to hope that I can change them, and I'm not gonna fall for who I feel like they can be, but I feel like it's important for me just to release and, and if they decide that they want to come back into your life, then you're like, "Well, I need you to show me consistently that I want communication, and if you're not willing to give that to me, it's something that's very important for me, right?" And so you can do that, right? Yeah. Yeah, and it's really not about it's the other way around. 2 or 3 months is enough to know if you want him, right? You're like, "Okay, based on all of this, this is how you started, and now it's, kind of pooped out, right?" It could be, but, um it's not so much what they say, it's what they show you, right? I think that's the important thing is, what are you showing me? Not what you're telling me. Because you can say, "Yeah, I wanna be your boyfriend," but you can treat me like crap, you know? No communication, silent treatment, inconsistency, and you're like, you're not showing me that, so you can tell me all you want, but show me who you are, because you're showing me who you are right now. Show me that's not who you are consistently, and then I'll believe you. But right now, I don't feel like they're showing you who they are, and they are going through a lot of transformation and transition, and it's okay. It's like, well, then you know, let's just go, you go take care of what you need to go take care of, right? Yeah. So, it's like, you know what? If you need all that time, once you get your life together, reach out to me if I'm still single. We'll talk about it. But I'm not gonna hold my life for you, you know, because I'm gonna live my life. So I feel like that's where you'll reach by the end of the day. Like I said, in about 3 hours, your energy is gonna suddenly start shifting, and the confusion and the overthinking is gonna balance out, and you're gonna be able to really see things. But get it on paper, I really feel is important. Yeah. So, this is the rest of the day and the night. Yeah. So I feel like the rest of the day here, you have the Hanged Man, the awakening, so you really see things from a higher perspective, a different perspective. It's transformation too. So I figure throughout the day hours that you're in, you're gonna be like, "Ah, okay." And then I feel like boom, boom, things start to happen. By the end of the evening, I do feel you have emotional stability that comes in here. So that's a perfect card to get for starting off with, the 7 of Waters, which is emotional confusion and a lot of, emotions all over the place. I feel like by the end of the evening, because you make a decision, it's really the not knowing that's driving you crazy, right? And once you make a decision, then you have your peace that comes in. You're like, okay, I'm deciding, and I'm deciding for me, you know, um, and so that's what I feel, Brenda. And you get to decide what you allow. There's no supposed tos or shoulds or need tos or have tos or musts in the world. You get to decide, what do I want in a relationship and why? And you're like, yeah, I feel like this is fair, that I would like communication. You know, that's part of, what relating is. A relationship is a relating ship, right? Well, if you're not relating to me and you're not communicating, then we're not in a relationship. We're in a hermit, hermitude or something. I don't know, but I feel like you'll be fine. You'll get a lot of clarity here by the end of the day. But journal, get it on paper, get out of your head so you can see it, and then it'll be a no-brainer and you'll make the decision. So, but I do feel like you're ready to go, you know what? Enough is enough. And um, you know, you they go days without communicating, right? And so you're just like, all right, especially if you've told them that this is what you want and they don't give it to you, then you're like, okay, well, you're telling me where I fit in your life. They're reminding me of like my fifth and last relationship where I felt like someone was trying to fit me in between the important things. And it was like, I don't like that feeling. But I also discovered that it was a mirror of me trying to fit myself in between what I felt the important things were. I was putting myself last, trying to fit myself in between important things. And I feel like it's an important thing for you in your life too, that you're realizing that you can put yourself first. You're the important thing. Everything else gets to be fit into your life. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's all right. It's a mirror and it's showing you what you want to see about yourself. And so you realize, only took me 5. So, how many has it been? You might be a fast learner. Me, slow learner. So, yeah. Yeah. So there's some things to look at into journal of self-awareness too. Okay. right. And then I will be back for your second question here in a moment. Because Mia Mia, what? Maybe not. Hold on, Mia Mia. Yep, I think I had Love 1234's Z PayPal came in first, just before you. So we got Love 1234, and then Mia Mia, and then we're back to Brenda. So we'll answer your question there. And then Imagine One, Jeep, Jeep, and Infinity. That's the way we'll be going here momentarily. All right. And I think Love 1234, you won't be around, but you'll rewind. Okay. So thank you for your donation once you come back. And let's take a look here. Oh no. All right. So we got two questions. First one is, were you overheard when you were talking about the person? By the receptionist. Uh-oh. And I I don't feel like the receptionist cares. I almost feel like they hate their job and they're just like, whatever. I agree with you. And then what do we see for you in May? And I did put out May monthlies too. So don't you know, hopefully don't forget. But if you haven't checked them out, that you can get some additional information there as well. Um, it's by for each individual zodiac sign, so you can check it. All right, so let's take a look here. Did they hear you here? No, I don't feel like they were here. There's this, the Eight of Fire here, the Eight of Wands. They were a busy bee. I feel like they were so focused in, they don't listen. They it's like children. They've learned to tune them out. They're just like, I'm just they're working on their things. They're not just sitting there answering a phone, they're doing other stuff too, right? But I don't feel like they were a busy bee. Not a busy bee like you know, a gossiper, but are really working hard here. Yeah, and we do have this with the King of Wands and the Seven of Air. This is about, just be aware, let it be a, you rule over your, actions, right? And the Seven of Air is being aware of any deceitful communication. So that's a good thing to learn is never say anything to anyone else that you want to get back to anyone else, because trust me, it does. When you least expect it, bam! But in this case, you're fine. But I like it that just let your speech be, honor your speech, and if you're talking about someone, speak it, realize your judgments of people are your own, and that you don't, if you have a lower vibrational thought about someone, this is for you to look at yourself. So when you're speaking, if you speak in a way that you're talking about someone that you don't want anyone else to hear, then how is that about you, right? And so it's this good, awareness that comes in there. All right, but I don't think you have to worry, but maybe not in the future. Warning, warning. So be aware of the speech that comes out of your mouth. All right. And then number two is, what do you see for you in May? All right. Well, we do have here, you got the Three of Pentacles, being true to your authentic self. And you have the Temperance, which is patience and, things going back and forth, unfolding. There is movement, but there is balance coming in here too. So it feels like things, well, so you got two of the slow moving cards here. So May seems like it's, you know, like what do they call it? Molasses in winter. It just feels like it's going slow because you've got two cards that are about slow movement that comes in here. But, you've got the Three of Pentacles, which is about being true to the authentic, true you, and the Ten of Swords here, the Ten of Air, which is about really being sick and tired of living up and trying to please everyone and letting go of a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and, you know, things like that. A lot of rules and um, you're just ready. It's just exhausting trying to please everyone and be everything to everyone and trying to complete all these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts that are been put in your head all your life. And it's like, yeah. And the slowness comes in because it gives you an opportunity to really look at what you want to accomplish in life. What do you want to do? um, how do you want to live, and it's a good review for you, the slowness, about what does being true to my authentic me really mean. And I like that you're whittling down, looking at relationships, looking at jobs, education, situational, looking at body and bank account and possessions. Where can I weed out stuff? How can I simplify things? And I feel like that's what May is, because it's slow in a way that you're able to really focus on simplifying things. So I like it. All right. So that's what's coming in for you, love 1234. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. All right. So we got those and those. And then Mia, you are up next. So let's give that some love and a like there. All right. And you are up above. So there it is up here. So hello, hello. So you want to know, is Michelle going to see you attractive and magnetic, special compared to other girls you met in the past, and his true feelings about you? All right, let's take a look here and see what's going on inside of them here. And see if he sees you as attractive and magnetic first. Okay. Got one card there. All right. And then do you stand out from the other girls that he's met in the past? Okay. And then true feelings about you. All right. 1 and 2 and 3 and bottom of deck. All right. I love this card. I just love the look on the cat's face, like, oh my god. Let me see if I can get it to focus, because it really is this. Let me see. You see the look? I don't know. It's like, what is that? But it's in a positive way. So they do. There is this speciality when it comes to that there. And let's see what all they have here. All right. Yeah, so we're going to add those over there. Oh, and the Ten of Earth. Okay. Yeah, so that makes sense. So let's start with the first ones. If they see you as attractive and magnetic. So, um, right, don't you always you get that, like, you ain't normal? Isn't that you? Because I, like, feel like the cat is like, "What is that? Haven't seen that before." Right, Danielle? Silly kitty, right? So, do they see you as attractive? And that you have the Emperor here, which is Aries energy. It's very much this king who, or the emperor, is trying to decide what they want in life. And so I feel like they do see attractive qualities and they see you as, beautiful too. I feel like they're on this journey of trying to figure things out about their life anyway with the emperor. But the fire that's there, they are attracted to you, both energetically and physically. So that is a yes, with that Aries fiery energy. And comparing you to others, you- uh, I feel like that is what tells you, like, yep, you are definitely different. You're definitely special. But you also have the strength card, and it's like the lion and the lamb. is what stands out with me here. It's like everyone else is like a lamb, but you are like this lion with daisies and in your hair. Are you a Leo? Are you a are you fiery Leo? Yeah, we know you are fiery anyway. But um, so they definitely see you as someone who's stronger than the others, and you're different. You don't, you're not like others, Libra. Okay. But they definitely have this, they see you differently. They see you you know, as stronger, and you definitely stand out. It's like you could devour like the lion and the lamb. You could devour all the others, and they like that strength that they see in you, and they like that. They don't want someone who's like, you know, weak and helpless and all that. They're like, I don't want to have to rescue someone. I want someone who can keep up with me. And I feel like that's the kind of energy that you put forward with that. Their overall feelings for you, I like it. So we got the cuckoo bird, which is pretty funny. But and they like that about you. But, the life experience card, the 16, yeah, yeah, it's like, you're crazy, you're funny crazy. You're not normal. They don't want normal, they want different because what they've had before just really hasn't, you know, um, been satisfying to them. It is the tower card, which is like lightning striking a building. So, it is that kind of energy too. You just are very strong, very it's like don't mess with mother nature. you know, that used to be I think a butter commercial way back in the day. But we got the 2 of Earth talking about their real feelings around you. The underlying energy is that you are different, but there's also the 6 of Water, and this has to do with past life connection, like this drawing of coming together, right? So we've got this, connection that's there that's unexplainable, and that's what makes it very different too, because you guys have had a lot of past lives together that you're feeling the stuff that comes up from below the surface from other lifetimes. So there is this connection that comes in with the 6 of Water. And yeah, and you were with the 10 of Pentacles that came out with it, you did have, it was love relationships in the past. And the 10 of Earth is one of my relationship readings cards, so I do see that there. Just don't expect it to go speedy, speedy, fast, fast, because you've got the Knight of Earth, which is the slowest moving knight, and the Nine of Fire, the Nine of Wands, which is once barriers are broken down, things move fast, like the gazelle. But there's the Nine of Wands also represents a barrier that's holding them back from moving forward too. And we know that I think about them, we've got um the 9 of Air on the bottom, the 9 of Swords, which is about their you know, um fears and small t truth beliefs around love that they just need to break through with that, which I feel that they will. But it's just going to take them some time to really see consistency, because they have had other people that pretended to be people that they weren't. He got lured in, and then they showed their true selves, and then he was like butt hurt about it, and then he was like, "Well, let me try again. That can't be everybody." And then someone similar did the same thing to them. And then they got over it after they got butt hurt. And then they did it again. And they're like, all right, 3 strikes, I'm out. And I feel like they've kind of just been holding themselves back. And, you know, now they're, you know, waiting to prove something. It's like an old belief I used to tell people, wait long enough and you'll see it. Crazy. People can't hide it forever. Just give them enough time and they will show it to you, or they'll show you that they're not. But people can't do things for 30 days straight without making it a habit anyway. So I like that. Yeah, yeah. So that's what's going on with them. They are trying to figure things out and, going through that. So yeah. And he has, evidence going, well, look, da, 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 why would I trust people? You're like, well, you got a point. So, so that's what's happening there. So that's for now, Mia Mia. You are welcome. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Right. And then Brenda, we're back for your diamond sticker. Thank you so much for your additional donation. And you wanted to know here. So I saw it. There it is. So you're supposed to finish your bachelor's in business healthcare administration. Exciting. So will you be able to find a job that helps you financially and professionally soon? Something general. Yeah, let's take a look here. All right. So let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know here? Okay, they wanted that one. All right, that one, but they really want this one. This is the first one. Let me get these here. Yeah. Well, we like the bottom of the deck. Wheel of Fortune. So that does talk about the Fates wheel going forward and that you're going to be very pleased with the outcome. You're going to feel very fortunate with it. So I do feel like you definitely will find the job that helps you financially. I mean, Wheel of Fortune, right? Let's see what else we have here. All right. All right. What else over here? Yeah. Yeah. Good cards here. So, first card that came out is the Ace of Cups. So this is about, self-love and going in this direction that is fulfilling for you. And I feel like this is something, with the Knight of Earth that you've been putting a lot of patience into completing. Like it's been taking you time, to get there, right? And then the 10 of Wands is all the energy you've been investing in this too. So you definitely, the Knight of Earth also is this energy of, um, you know, the quest for fullness and abundance that's coming in here, and so you have been pursuing this, and you have been doing this. You end up with two fours, the major arcana four of the Emperor, and the four of Earth. So we like the four of Earth because that is financial and stability in the physical world, and the Emperor is this energy too of that, you are the one that is choosing your path and putting forward, the steps and doing this. And I feel like this is what you did with all of, finishing your bachelor's, raising children, doing everything else. I mean, Wonder Woman, right? But the Emperor is who you became. It's like you are this strong, I don't care what anyone else thinks. I know what I want to do and I'm going to make it happen. Here's the plan. I'm going to apply it. I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to head in this direction. I'm doing all this. And it does, end up being here with the Wheel of Fortune, very beneficial here for you. So just let with that Emperor continue to carry that energy of I am in charge and I'm going to do what I'd like to do, and put your plan together and just carry out the actions, because it does result in, your human with that Wheel of Fortune is like very happy with how things unfold. So that's a very positive sign there. All right, Brenda. So that's what you have, my dear. Thank you so much for your additional donation, and I'm excited for you. All right. So that was that one, and then let's scroll down here. So DM, I was going to go flying by you again here. So thank you for your donation. Let me get rid of the little note I had over here. We don't need that anymore. So, thank you for your donation and thank you for your patience and getting your reading since you had donated yesterday. And you want to know what can you expect next from Tyrus? Tyree, maybe, as far as him contacting you. All right, we'll take a look here and see what we have coming in here. All right, let's take a look here. So, what can you expect from Tyree? Whoa, as far as them connecting. All right, well, let's take a look and see what we got here. All right. I mean, I like these. You've got on the bottom of the deck, you got the 8 of fire, the 8 of wands, which is a lot of fast moving energy coming in here. So I feel like it definitely comes out of nowhere and catches you by surprise with that here. Because I feel like they've been going back and forth. They're trying to figure out what they're wanting in their life. The 2 of air going back and forth between their head and their heart. And the unity card is the Hierophant, which is their higher self, having them, you know, look at things from a higher perspective. So they've been pretty contemplative about life and what they're wanting, which almost seems um abnormal for them. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I just feel like they are like this they have a lot of fire. They're usually a person of action, 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 go, 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 and that they're like holding off and thinking. You're like, are you okay? Because we got you got the 8 of fire on the bottom, right? You have the 7 of fire, 7 of wands. You got the 4 of wands, 4 of fire, and then the magician, which is also an action, action, action card. So that's why I feel suddenly it's almost like if you have ever a computer and you click things and all of a sudden it feels like it's stuck, and then it's like, "Uh-oh, is it okay?" And you've been clicking on stuff, and suddenly it all catches up and goes, "Du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du." That's what I feel is gonna happen here. I feel like they are going, "You know what? I just need to decide." And I don't they don't like this going back and forth that's coming in here. And, but then, it becomes very, um, you know, very action oriented and balanced energy that comes in. So we like that. In the otter card, oh, boo, 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 is this energy of joy and celebration and gatherings. And so I feel like you will, come together there. So I like it. I like it there. So I feel like that it will happen out of nowhere. And I feel like it's gonna be sooner than later, but I do feel like, the delay is because they something got stuck and like, whoa, okay, it's been going back and forth so much, it got stuck in there. Yeah, yeah. So I feel like something will finally just click, and then out of nowhere, they're like, "Hey," and you're like, "Well, hey." And they're like, "You wanna go hang out?" And it's gonna be fast action, and, but they have made a decision at that point. Otherwise, they haven't, so I like it. So that sounds like them, huh? So funny. I just love Spirit. They bring the truth forward and clarity, so it's like, "Okay, I see it." So I know, right? But that's what they have for you, DM. So thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. And Daisy, member for the month. You found some college dollars. Yay! Well, welcome. Thank you for becoming a Zen Cricket member for a month. I'm excited. Boom, boom, boom. So welcome, welcome. I was like shouting out to my YouTube channel members. All right. So that was that. And it's starting to snow again. Yay. So beautiful. All right. So imagine one. You are up. So let's give your donation some love and a like here. And you like a love reading for about your future husband. All right. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about your future husband? All right. So, which one they'd like you to know? 1 and 2. And then we'll do that one there. And that one there. We're trying to run away. All right. So let's take a look here and see what we've got going on here. All right. Yeah. So they definitely have been through it. Bottom of the deck, we got the Knight of Air, a pursuer of knowledge and higher truth. And even the renewal card on the bottom, which is the Judgment card, which is like this higher calling and seeing things from a higher perspective. So they really have been very driven and pursuing, their education. They're very intelligent. Um, and this one says decisive, focused, driven, impulsive. But I feel like more just driven for knowledge. So they could be a perpetual student where they're always learning something, or they could even be like a professor or a teacher or a trainer of some sort that also shares information and shares knowledge coming in there. But they've had a lot, that's happened in their life that they've gleaned a lot of wisdom. They got the release card, which is the death and rebirth card, and so they really have, transformed in their life because of what they went through. I mean, they had the 5 of earth, so they faced all of their abandonment, feeling left behind, being left out in the cold, and have transformed those feelings of lack and smallness into confidence and trust of like even like a of trusting the universe, kind of energy too. They have the 7 of fire. So I do feel like this does kind of uh, reinforce that they are someone who gets up in front of people, because the 7 of fire is normally someone up on a hill and other people are looking up at them, and they're like a sun. They shine bright. They're unapologetically themselves, and they don't ask permission to shine. They are themselves. And they learn that a lot about themselves. They're not arrogant. They're just confident, with that coming in there. And so I like that, you know. Um, so um, and I feel like you might even meet them in whatever capacity that they're doing. I don't know if they're talking in front of someone, but they're standing out or you're standing out. But it is this kind of where you spot each other either in class or in a audience, or in some sort of thing where one of you is standing out from the other, from the crowd, and the other's in the crowd, but one of you stands out in the crowd and you guys lock eyes and are zap. There's this zap that happens, right? Excuse me. They really do feel like a dream come true here with the star card. So, there is this brightness about them too. And again, the star and the 7 of wands does feel like they do stand out, like they're in the spotlight, literally. But you know how like a bright star in the dark night sky is very bright. It's like, wow. And I just feel like that's how you both will perceive each other, is like in a kind of a lower vibrational moment in your life. You guys, that you're both in a low vibrational place. You both are this bright moment in each other's lives, and that just is a great star, a great spark that happens between the two of you. And it's always something that holds you guys together too for the future. So I like that. So that's what they have for you right now. Imagine one. So many blessings to you. Appreciate that. All right. And then Jeep. Thank you for your double donations here. Let's give your first one here. A little love and a like there. And then you have here that May compared to April. All right, let's take a look here. Good question. Let's take here. And if you haven't seen, I put out May monthlies too for each individual zodiac sign. If you want to check out the playlist, I actually posted the link at the beginning of the video, and I'll post it again at the end, but you can also find it on my main page at the very top. All right, so let's take a look here. May compared to April. May compared to April. All right, that's overall. Okay. So I feel like May is going to be a much more faster moving month for you with the Knight of Fire. It's the Knight of Wands, the fastest moving knight out of them all. So it's passionate, charismatic, go, 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 zoom. So a lot of activity in the month of May compared to the month of April. So a lot of stuff going on there with that coming in there. And let's see what we have here. What else? All right. All right. Okay. Yeah. So overall, the overall energy they had a card come out for it. Overall, you have more peace of mind by the end of May than by the end of April. How you feel? So you're going to have a lot more, mental stability by the end of May. You're just going to kind of feel like your mind is at rest. And I like this. You even have the 3 of Cups for May, which is a lot of joy, more and more joy and celebration in the month of May as well. And you have the 9 of Cups too, which is like a dream come true kind of energy emotionally. So I just feel like there's a great amount of joy and peace of mind here by the end of the month. Even though there's a lot of activity that happens, you still have the 6 of Wands here, which is, about joy and celebration and victory that happens. And also, of course, zoom, 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 an even number is a flowy number, and here's this flow of energy that comes in there as well. So I like it, and um, underneath the Knight of Fire on the bottom of the deck, you even have the Wheel of Fortune. So you definitely your human side feels like whatever evolves through April into May, and by the end of May, your higher self, I mean your human self, is on board with, all right, I see why everything happened the way it did, and you have peace of mind about it, and you have this fullness of your heart and joy with it all too. So it looks like May is going to be a very nice month for you. Might be very hectic and a lot of energy, but well worth it. So sorry, excuse me. So I like it. I like it for you, Jeep. And then your second one here, let's give that some love and a like here. And what can we tell you about your future wife? All right, let's take a look. Just give these a refreshing here. I'm just going to take a quick sip here too. Got a little scratch in my throat. My host was backing out of her car. I had to give her a look. That's what that was about. I'm like, where are you going? All right. So, future wife. All right. Wow. Okay. Card came flying out. All right. And that one and that one. All right. On my chair creaking here. All right. So, bottom of the deck. Peacock. So very beautiful. We've got this wonderful energy. Let me see if I can get it to focus a little better. Maybe. Maybe not, but you can see it. It's a peacock. So we've got that there, and I love that. That's the bottom of the deck. So just It is someone the death and rebirth is someone that, they had a time to release the past and move on to something new. um, I feel like they might be like a widow, like, I feel like their, spouse may have passed away, with this energy too, but I feel like they've moved beyond the past, and it's been a while. I feel like maybe a decade or more since their spouse passed, so it's not new and fresh. They've processed it, they've moved through it, and we got that's card 13, we've got 14 with the, temperance coming in here. And so they're slow moving. They don't move fast into things. Um, they're allowing things to unfold, and it's time. They're not like leaping in, but they want to date. They want to, you know, um, what is it called? In the olden days when the court, they want to be courted. Ooh, fancy. Wow, and another one, 3 major arcana, and then they got the chariot card. So this is movement and, the very power of choice, energy, where I feel here there's even this, you know, the chariot card is Cancer sign energy, so very much she's a mother, so she has other children, that, she had, when her husband was alive, and so she is a mother, but she's learned to be both mother and father over the decades, and so just be aware she's not someone that's just gonna, be a submissive wife who, is like, "Yes, no," "Yes, yes, whatever you want." They're gonna be they're used to making decisions, they're used to controlling their finances, they've been doing all that, right? So they have all that. Oh my gosh, another um, major arcana. So they've had some significant changes with 4 major arcana here. And this is the awakening. They've been through a transformation. So what's great is that they've really went through a lot of the things in their life and really took the time to, go through those things. And yeah, and they've left behind emotions that don't serve them and relationships and everything that don't serve them. So very healthy energy here. And they also have the Knight of Air, which is, movement of thought and belief and mindset. So they're very open-minded. But I feel like they might even be like in the educational field. They might be like a professor. I just feel like they're just so balanced and they've achieved so much with all of this, and they even have the sun. Oh my gosh. So they just very bright, bluebird of happiness, very shiny, passionate individual, is a bright light, for people in their lives. So they just really, really shine bright with all of that. So, very much very emotionally healthy. The sun card is also this energy of, having dove dove into their inner child and the stuff below the surface too with all of this. So, wow, they've had major alteration and change in their life. And so I like that. You wanna know, will she have the same cultural background? Let's take a look here. Yeah, the 7 of Fire. So she is like the Sun card, She is, her own unique self. I don't feel like you guys are necessarily from the exact same cultural background. The zebra really had stood out to me in the beginning, and now I know why. She used to live in a black and white world, but she's more inclusive. So I feel like she has some of the cultural background of yours, but she has, like, many cultural things, and I feel like it's because of her being a professor. I really feel like they're a professor in college or something like that, where they taught a lot about cultures. they understand a wide variety of cultures, and they kind of just taken on a variety of different things that felt right for them. And so I just feel like they're very unique. They don't ask permission to shine, they are their own selves. They don't dim their light for anyone either. That sun, like the sun card. So, that's what we have there. You're going to meet them when you move to a different country. So, whenever that was going to be happening, I have a timing cards here. Let me just grab that really quick here. What will they share about timing? Ooh, okay. Maybe you're going to be moving in August. You got in August, and it says very soon, lightning bolt. But in August would be the soonest. And that depends on, there's a lot of stuff we talked about you moving and you putting a plan together and you moving and you going. So that would be the earliest that it would happen is in August. Um, but, it is uh, I think you got the Emperor card or something before about we asked about when you were moving, and it's like, well, it was all up to you because you have to decide. There's not like this, have to, supposed to, whatever. It's like you decide where you want to be and you put a plan together on moving, and that's how it all works. Otherwise, if we're waiting around, well, I'll be moved. I know I've been moved a few times. I got moved from here to Idaho. Spirit was like, "You're going," and I'm like, "I am," and they're like, "Yep," and I'm like, "All right, let's go." And then they're like, "Okay, now you're moving to Southern Utah," and I'm like, "All right," and then I moved, and they're like, "Oh, you're moving back here," and I'm back here to square one again. But it's of course transitioned and changed through it all. But it's doing that. That's all they have for you right now regarding her with that. They're like, it's a scavenger hunt. So here's what they've shared with you right now with those things. They're like, I know I'd be excited too. I want to know all about them, but they're like, all right, so that's enough for now. And I'm like, fine. So, so that's what they have for that one there for you, Jeep. But I like it. But yeah, so I'm like, get busy on planning, that's for sure. All right. So thank you again for your dual donations. I really appreciate that. And then Infinity is one. Thank you for your additional one here. is that a hungry hippo? I like that. I like that. All right. And let's see here. So you want to know here, will you ever see Ranger again after he moves? Does he care about you enough to want to keep in touch? All right. Ranger danger, Ranger danger. Let's take a look here. All right, Infinity. Let's take a look and see. All right. So, will he keep in touch? Here. Okay. We'll take away here. All right. Wow. Oh my gosh. So, wow. I know. I'm just going to say wow and keep saying wow. And you're like, what? Tell me. What are you seeing? So, will you ever see him again after he moves? We've got on the bottom of the deck, you basically got four major arcana. That's what I was wowing about. The one on the bottom of the deck is Awakening. And, this is the transformation, the Hanged Man, the overtime. So I don't feel like you're going to hear from them for a while because they are going through this transformation. So that makes sense that they're going to, um, be kind of out of pocket, right? And when you want to know, does he care about me? That type of and enough to stay connected in that. I mean, you got the sun card, so this is brilliance and brightness, and so they do have this care for you, more passion for you, because you were and have been this bright, you know, thing in their life that has really shown a lot, right? You've shined bright and your joy and all of that, right? And then they're like, you have been a bright, like, what do they say, a bright spot in their life. And so they really like that. But they got the tower card coming in here with life experience, which is sudden movement away and clearing. And so I do feel like they're being, you know, removed out of your life on purpose for a purpose. And, you know, so I feel like this is a significant change and stuff here. But I do hear with you with this renewal card, the judgment card, it's being called to this higher place. And, so I feel like that they won't, I feel like they will drift away, but it'll be okay for you here because I do feel like there's something, someone that comes into your life here in the future that just takes all of your attention away from everything else. So I don't feel like it's going to be a big deal that they don't. Um, because at first it's because they're so busy, but then the tower card just kicks in and it shows that everything that unfolds here, four purple cards. You got four, major arcana, which is significant change in your life, and it's good. It's we can trust with the tower card that um, everything happens for a reason. If someone or something is moved out of our life, then it leaves a spot in our life. For the space for something more in alignment with our higher self and where we're headed in our life, and it kind of blows away obstructions in our path to help us move forward to the next fated event in our lives. So kind of feel like they won't when because they're going to be so busy, and then they just kind of I think I'm trying to remember the reading you got about them, but I can't. All I know is they're showing me it's someone that is more about um, out of sight, out of mind with everything. It's like who is in front of me and what's in front of me right now. They don't do a whole lot of reflecting backward or really reflection forward. They're really a living in the now kind of person, you know. And if you're not in there now, then they're focused on whatever is in there now, if that makes sense. So that's what's coming in for that one infinity. Hopefully that makes sense there. Okay, very good. All right. And I do think you made another one down here. So I see another one. We'll get a couple more. We'll come down to those here momentarily. So thank you for your multiple donations. And then we're to Danielle Pena. Hello, Danielle. Let's give your donation some love and a like there. And you want to know why hasn't Paul, your son's dad, called you? All right. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know here. Why hasn't he called? All right. Not those, but they do want this one and this one. All right. What's happening here? All right. Well, and I say this in a nice way. I hope you're divorced. I'm just like, if not, this may be a surprise. So they've been here, you know. Okay. So we've got the King of Air here, which is a lot in their mind. The kings rule over their own suit, but all the kings are given a second portion of air. So this is the master of air and thought and caught up in their head and a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff happening. And I feel like they have a love in their life. I don't know if they're married or not, but they definitely they're um, have this distraction. The two of Earth, they're having a hard time balancing things because they just have this um, big, you know, change that's happening in their life. And even the King of Cups represents like this balance of head and heart that comes in here, but it also is like this energy of, um, like someone who's very compatible with them. And it's interesting because we got the King of Air, which they might have been having difficulty sharing their emotions. And one of the things I feel like that's taking up a lot of their time and energy and really distracting them is that there's this, you know, um, this individual here is wanting them to be, you know, move from this to be balanced with this, like, and so it's like they're having to try really hard to be emotional, and I feel like I don't know, what are they an air sign? I just feel like this energy with the King of Air is like the Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy, and they're known for being stuck in their head, and you have to ask them for emotion, especially Aquarius. Oh, they're fire. Um, which can also be they're used to just be giving passion, but what about emotion, right? But, so I feel like this is what's coming in here. I feel like they haven't called because they've been super distracted with this new stuff coming in to their life, and, they're just really learning a lot. Yeah, even on the bottom, the 10 of Air, which is the 10 of Swords, they're really learning a lot about what's the difference between passion and emotional stability. So, I feel like they're being schooled by someone, and they're like, "Gosh, this takes a lot of work." And you're like, "Yes, it does." So maybe maybe, uh, maybe he'll finally learn. No. You're like, "No, I don't see it happening." Yeah, it's like trying to teach someone to quit smoking, and they're like, "Okay, I will," and then smell it on their clothes, and you find their scope bottles that they carry in their car and the air freshener. It's like, I know you're not quitting smoking, you're just pretending that you are. But that's what's coming in, Danielle. Very interesting. But, you know, many have tried. It's from the first Dune that came out. What? People have tried and failed? No, people have tried and died. So hopefully that helps. You're like, "Bye-bye. You take him, please." But that's what's coming in, Danielle, and thanks for having a sense of humor. And thank you for your donation, and many blessings to you. Alright. And then Mia, you are up, so thank you for your additional donation. Let's give that a love and a like, and oh, it's like oh, good. I saw something that said, "When," and I go, "Did I miss your question?" So let me find that here. There it is. So that's the second one. I thought, "Oh my gosh, was that your free one?" And then, I answered it by accident. So, okay, so this is the second one. Alright, so, in your first date with Michelle, do you see us opening up with each other a lot about ourselves and him trying some kind of approach? What? Or shy, I slower? What, you gonna leave that in his hands? Yeah, Danielle, right? So I'm glad, yeah, yeah, again, so you also finding someone who is more, you know, like you too. I like that. I like it. Oh, okay. You wanna know how hard you're gonna have to try, Mia? You know, it might not even I just have to start leaning in and they'll lean in too. You know, what is that all that about? You're so funny. I love you guys. I'm so glad you guys have such great senses of humor, because it brings me joy. So thank you. Alright, let's take a look here. Let's get into it. So in your first date, do you see you guys opening up to each other? All right, so that's those. And yeah, and what kind of approach? Let's see what kind of approach. We're gonna have a separate two cards for that. And then this one is the card. What kind of is he shy and going slower, or is he gonna be like boom? Take a look here. All right. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, I had to peek. I'm not gonna tell. Okay, I won't torture you. Well, first of all, on the bottom of the deck, you do have the 6 of wands, which is victory, but also equal passion, 3 on each side. And you got the 5 of fire here. So they are not shy, they're not holding back. They are firing with both of these here. And I like this because it's like the spark that happens between the two of you, Shazam! Just don't bump your heads while you're leaning in to kiss. Too funny. Alright, and let's see, let me describe what other questions. So, opening up to each other, and then this is oh, yeah, what will he approach on your first date? So the approach here, we're just gonna go in reverse order here. Yeah, so, they're gonna start off here with the 5 of Pentacles, which is kind of reserved, kinda held back a little bit, but then the 9 of Water, the 9 of Cups comes in, which is like emotional dream come true. So, I feel like it's going to be exactly as you're wanting it to be, with that. So, it's like, "Alright, there we go." And will you guys open up to each other? Oh, too funny. No, you're not. Yeah, I feel like you guys will. But you've got here's the hermit meets the high priestess. And you got 3 cards. You got those 2, and then you got the 6 of water. So the 6 of water is um what saves the day because the high priestess is you go into your high priestess temple and you know, um, kind of, pursue yourself. And the hermit is them. They back off to go, you know, alone time to connect and recharge. So you might both kind of have some introvertish tendencies. Oh, where, you need alone time to recharge, right? But the 6 of water is like the 6 of fire with 3 on each side. There's this mutual emotional sharing. So I feel like you guys do share and open up with the 6 of water. But we've talked about them having um did we talk about past life connections? Because you do have that with the 6 of cups here too, where you do recognize some deeper emotions that, are between the both of you too, and they really come out when you have your first date, when you guys are, face to face. It's even stronger than it is now, where you feel this familiarity and, stuff coming in here. So we definitely have that coming in here, and that does the emotions, this connection that's there. And so, not only do you have all these emotions from past lives that bubble up during that as well. So there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Shakalaka laka. So that's what's coming in, Mia. I like it. Again, remember, don't bump heads like the Rams. Turn, grab his face to kiss him, so you can guide it where you guys don't go, "Ow!" like in the movies. You're too funny. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donations. All right. And then infinity is one. Thank you for your, was that a robot? Goo goo. Thank you for your additional donation here. And you want to know, does Spirit have any warnings for you? Whoop, 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 whoop. For you to look out for any comments about your habits. Okay, let's take a look here. Sorry for the squeaking. I have a new office chair that someone gave me. I just need to clean it up before we'll see if it rises as high. Otherwise, I'll be like this, like that little character that's looking over the shelf. You're like, bruddaZEN, are you there? You'll just see the card pop up from down here. I'm in a goofy mood. What happened? It's snowing out. Again, that's why I get giddy and extra giddy when it happens here. All right, let's take a look here. So, any warnings for you to look out for? We'll start there. Okay. And then anything about habits. I just feel like it moves into that here. That one here too. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, and then habits. All right. I like all this. The and overall energy on the bottom of the deck for this question overall is the star card, which is hope and wishing upon a star and great balance of chakra energy that comes in here too. So, it would be about trying to maintain balance, between all your seven chakras and all of them are important and all of them rule different parts of our lives. And so you can like listen to even some chakra balancing. If you just search on YouTube, chakra balancing videos, they'll have meditations and music and all sorts of stuff like that. And even some educational videos if you're not familiar with what each of the chakras represents. I just feel like that's an important thing for you to realize and things you can do wearing red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, even if it's underwear. I know we don't get personal, but it's cool because you can order these packs of that have it or rainbow underwear well, if you want all of them. But it's like having the all the colors of the rainbow involved help balance all your different ones. Even if you go Monday is red, Tuesday is orange, Wednesday is yellow, Thursday is green, et cetera, up that. It really helps with all of that. So that's interesting that's coming in there for you. And then, so warnings for you, more I don't know if it's a warning or if it's just a advanced notification, because you have the life experience, which is the, um, Tower card in the Major Arcana, and with the, with that coming in, there's just gonna be a sudden change of something being, out of the blue, removed out of your life, and you're like, "Whoa, what happened?" And but they're saying that, the message that comes in with the tower is everything happens on purpose for a purpose. So you can trust that going in there. And the Queen of Fire, which is, a very powerful queen in the suits of the tarot, because not only does she rule over the fire and the action and spiritual energy, she has a great connection with the spirit world that will guide them, in life. And they're talented, they're brilliant, they're independent, they're charming, as it says here. But it even says, don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. And she's very powerful when she puts her mind to something, get out of her way. And that's your energy that you can have. And knowing that whatever this is, the sudden change, it's okay. Because that's card 16, and 17 is what comes after that. So there's hope, there's balancing that comes in after this sudden change in your life. Someone or something gets moved out, and it's okay. and that's all right. Um, in addition about warnings, it's just they're having here have peace of mind. The Eight of Earth, the Eight of Pentacles is everything that you've planted. You've been putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears. So there's really, you know, no warnings regarding, these things in general. I just feel like they're saying you just put in the work and things move in the outside world. You have peace of mind. But whatever this sudden life experience change that happens, you get through it and there's hope. You have power. You can get through it all. You have peace of mind. Everything ends up working out. You just have to put your energy um, into whatever I want to say the recovery, but it's um, this little movement forward in this. And then about habits, let's see what they give you about habits here. Yeah, there's no habit that if you don't like it, there's no right or wrong in the spirit world. They're just like there's different choices with different experiences. And the magician shows whatever you focus your energy on is what you grow and expand and draw to you. And so if you ever have a habit, or something that you're wanting, to change in your life, um, you can. And so there's no judgment, from them on us. It's just like watching someone play a video game. This life isn't real. It's a made up character to play, and it's like Jumanji, like the movie Jumanji. We're just a made up character. We're not real. The real player is back on the other side. That is living and experiencing through us. So there's no right or wrong. There's just experience here. And there's things that bring us lower vibrational experiences, things that bring us higher vibrational experiences, but no right or wrong. And whenever you put your mind to something with the magician card, the Eight of Fire, you can make a change. Zippy zippy, boom, boom, boom. And you've got the Four of Earth, the Four of Pentacles, which is about a solid foundation in the outside world. So it doesn't, I just feel like, there's this importance here of just recognizing that there's no supposed to, have to, need to, have to, must, all that stuff, because that's all human rules. Fear of, oh, I'm not doing something that people think I shouldn't be doing, or that is annoying, or that's not the best for me, and what are people thinking, and blah, 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 blah. When we realize, and that's half of what makes us want to do certain habits, and especially if someone tells us, no, you shouldn't do that, now I want to do it. That's the human. What, you're going to tell me not to do something? Well, I'll show you. But there is that magician that shows that you can change it, at any time that you want to change any habit. If you do how I do it, when I want to change something, I use my cell phone. I just set an alarm for every half hour or hour of what I want to change to. I don't focus on stopping something. I look at what I want to move to focus on. Because if I'm focusing on what I want to stop, I grow it. I pay attention to it. I feed it and it expands. When I focus on what I want to do instead, then this grows and this shrinks. So just a little extra tidbit. All right. So that's what they have for that one, Infinity. Thank you so much. And then Daisy, your college dollars at work. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's give that some love and a like there. And let's take a look here. So finals are next week. So the previous reading was accurate. Oh, well, I'm so glad. Thank you for the validation. So what would happen if you messaged Aditya after the exams? All right, let's take a look here and see, based on current energies, if you contacted her after the exams. All right. All right. Oh, oh, I like it. All right. So I like this, the bottom of the deck, you've got the, Awakening card, which is the Hanged Man in, the, Major Arcana. So I like this. It is about transformation, and it's about looking at things from a different perspective, and I feel like you guys are both looking at life from a different perspective. So it feels, like a positive thing, especially the cards that came out. You got the 10 of water, which is, you know, joy and celebration. So that's, if you contact them, then there's this joy that happens, and I feel like they've been wanting to reach out to you too, but they're like, "Well, I don't know if they're, what's happening here. Did we burn bridges? I don't know." So they're kind of like, "Oh, okay." You also got the Lovers card here, which is about important relationships in our lives. So I do feel like they are, because weren't they like one of your best friends? I just feel like this is the energy of like, yeah, I've missed you too, and I just feel like it's a great conversation. Even have the Moon card, the Mother Luna, all this emotion bubbling up from the surface, from below the surface. So very positive energies with these. But then also you've got the, 4 of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So 4 of Wands, again, joy, celebration, gatherings. I feel like you guys want to get together. And the Knight of Fire is fast movement. I feel like you guys really have this energy, this possibility of, where you're like, um you'll never go back to what you had before, but that's okay because you guys aren't who you were before, but you can have something even better than you had before, something just really mature. That's funny. Not what you guys had before, but it's a very close, close relationship, joy, celebration, focusing on the big stuff, right? And the Moon card, too, is, trust your intuition on what you wanna share in the moment. Just allow it to be about reconnecting, and let that nurturingness come up from Mother Moon come in there. So, I like that for you, Daisy. Very, very nice. I like it. And then Infinity is 1. Thank you for your piece of pie and for the donation. So let's take a look here. And you said, what's coming in for love life? All right, we'll take a look here. All right. Give these a good shuffle here. Let's see here. Infinity. So, what about the love life? All right. 1 and 3 and 1. 1, 3, 1. All right. All right. Okay, so bottom of the deck here, we've got the balance or the temperance card. Yay, we always like that, kind of card. It is about, alchemy, patience, things take time to unfold. You even got the Knight of Earth, the Knight of Pentacles down in the cards that came out, which is patience, things but when we have it combined with the Empress as well as the Chariot, movement, movement, birth, birth, the wait is over. Hallelujah. So, you have been waiting patiently. Well, you've been waiting, learning patience, right? And I like this for you because in the middle, let's start with the three middle cards. So you do have the Empress, which is new birth and sensuality and etc. And you got the Knight of Earth, like we talked about, and the Ten of Water. So there is this joy, this you know beautiful overflowing, and we've got, all of the children and the parents and all that, coming in here. So there is this love and this joy that's coming here. So it does feel so overjoyed, a lot of emotional flow with all of that. And the Empress brings a lot of emotional flow too. So there definitely is that represented here. You have two sevens that bookend both of these. One, this, like we said, the chariot is movement, victory, power of choice coming in too. But that doesn't really stand out a whole lot. It's the movement and the victory that's coming in here. And the two sevens might mean something to you as well, like July 7th, or um, you might be seeing a lot of sevens as well. But the first card is the Seven of Wands, which is about shining bright, not dimming your light, not trying to be someone you're not. And I like that because it's like you don't need to defend who you are. Don't they are attracted to you and drawn to you because of you being true to yourself and you not dimming your light and you shining bright. And the Seven of Wands can, for me, mean too about how you meet and how you see each other, because it generally comes in when I ask about a relationship reading is it's standing out somewhere, whether you're up on stage somewhere or they're up on stage teaching and a wedding, like, being a best man or bridesmaid, or um singing karaoke for all I know. It's somewhere where one of you is standing apart from the other and someone is in the spotlight, someone is shining bright. And when you are able to, see that, um, and see each other, it's a spark, that happens. So, definitely if you have opportunities to go to places where, but being yourself, following your passions. And I feel like it's in living life and doing what you love. That's where you bump into them, bump into each other, and you're just like, hey, and you're like, hey. So I like that for you. So that's what's coming in for you, Infinity. So that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings. And thank you so much for your multiple donations there. Really appreciate those. All right. And I think that is all of the donations. You are very welcome. All right. So, yeah, I think that those are it. So, excuse me. So, I'm going to be on for about 15 more minutes or so. So, I'm going to try to get through some of the free readings, but I will be back. I'll be heading off to spend time with my Praying Mantis members. I will come back and make sure I complete all free readings tonight, and then I'll be back tomorrow morning too at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And so let's jump in here, and I'll start taking screenshots here in a little bit. So JJJ, you were the first free reading up here. So you want to know, will you like this new workplace and work? All right, let's take a look here. Tomorrow's. All right, gotcha. Let's take a look here. All right. All right, yeah. You've got the first card that came out is the Four of Air, the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind and mental stability. The Five of Air, I feel like that you'll like it. I just feel like there's going to be, some inner conflict in the beginning as you get used to things and transitioning into it, but it's a it's a fight between your heart and your mind that's going on there. It's not about any conflict externally that's going on, but it just has to do with your internal conflict. Because whenever we go to somewhere new, we have a bit of fear. And when we're in fear, we have a lot of comparison and contrast and, hypervigilance that comes in. And it's like, okay, let me just calm down. And when you calm down, you have peace of mind. You're like, yeah, this is a great place, because we're like, well, it doesn't have this like that other place. And oh, they have that and my other place didn't have that or that other job or whatever. It's just comparison. When you realize that, you can just back off and appreciate and be grateful for the things that you are liking. The more you focus on what you're grateful for, the more you attract and the more you see that you're grateful for. The more we focus on lower vibration of things we don't like, then we see more things we don't like. We draw them towards us, right? So I like it. You have peace of mind with it though overall. So I like that. All right. So many blessings to you, JJJ. And then Mika Khan, you'll be the next free reading up here. Let me just make sure here. I just like to check each in case anyone makes a donation. A donation of any kind, I will prioritize and try to complete it here before we head out. Otherwise, I'm going to continue going down the free readings. So Mika, you want to know how much will SPC sell? So, of course, I'm not a financial advisor of any kind. So, of course, check the disclaimer in the description box of the video. This is tarots for entertainment purposes, right? Well, I like it. There's a lot of possibilities for it to sell well. You have the Five of Earth, which is focusing on lack, focusing on, you know, the, that things aren't doing well. And then the awakening is seeing things from a different perspective, right? With the Hanged Man. So there is this energy that comes in here that, if we focus on these emotions and feelings of lack, these fears that it won't sell, well, it's not going to sell. But if you change your perspective, see it from a different way, and focus on gratitude for what is selling, then more sells and more sells. And you're just gratitude for the more sells, your gratitude. It's always gratitude that grows, fear that shrinks. And so, it's an important energy that comes in there with that. So hopefully that makes sense. So that's what they have for you, Mika. So many blessings to you. All right. So we answered that one. And then Dollface Diva, you're up. So message from Spirit. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. So really making the most of the moon energy that's coming up here on the Scorpio full moon on Tuesday is very important. You have a great opportunity to really expand. Whatever you focus your energy on is what grows. And this moon card is really bringing in this message of, whatever we normally focus on during a full moon gets expanded, whether higher vibration or lower vibration. It being a water moon, even more so, water full moon. And with it being the Scorpio, I feel like that has significance in your chart and how it interacts with your chart, that you have this great capacity for, manifesting things very quickly. And so I feel like this full moon, and it can start even now because we start getting impacted by the full moon earlier. And I feel how it impacts you. It's like now it can start now, and it goes all the way through the next new moon that we have in a couple weeks. So I feel like they're saying just pay real close attention to what you're focusing on, because it is hyper powerful, if that makes sense. Right, so that's what they have for you, Dollface Diva. So many blessings to you. And then Ateshi Singh, you want to know, when will the shift happen in the physical? All right. So you got one card here with the 10 of fire, the 10 of wands. And this represents the shift happens in the physical when you adjust your energy and when you're focusing it. Because with the 10 of wands, it's like you're investing your energy and it's really thinned out into a lot of things. And if you really take back your energy from urgent things that are not important and you focus that energy into the important things, then this shift happens in the physical world then, and it happens faster. Because the when is all dependent upon where you're investing your energy, and that's constantly changing, and you have the ability to change that. And if you do super focus that, then things will happen very quickly. So you And then where you're investing your energy, not investing in wanting, needing, missing, hating, fearing, but gratitude and joy and laughter. That energy also makes things happen, whereas the other slows it down and it limits instead of expanding like the higher vibrational energy. So if you focus on that and focus your energy on the important, not on the lower vibrational, I'm urgent, but it's not important. You can let things slide and go that you don't need to focus your energy on, and then it comes in fast, fast, fast. So I like that for you. Let me see. Yeah. All right. So that's what they have for you, Ateshi. Hopefully that helps. And let's see. We did that. We did that. We did that. All right. All right. And we are to X. So X, the letter X, you wanna know how does S feel about you? All right, let's take a look here. See what we have here. All right, wow. So, the Empress card is about sensuality, it is about new birth, it's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, very nurturing. So, the Empress she rolls over all the queens, and so there is a lot of emotion that comes in with that, as well, and it's because there's 4 queens, and each queen rolls over their own suit, but, also they all get a extra cup. Um, so there's 4 cups of emotions, and then the Queen of Cups is the 5th. You have 5 cups emotions, and then 1 earth, 1 fire, 1 air. So there's a lot of emotion that comes in here, and you're on their mind, and they have passion for you too, and, the physical world, the groundedness of that, all comes in, but a lot of emotion, that's bubbling there below the surface that is kind of, not seen, but it's felt. So just know that they have a lot of emotion below the surface, though it may not come out, because the Empress kind of represents this balance of 4 things, but there's all that emotion that's bubbling below the surface, but you wouldn't be able to see it in their face. So it is there, and that's how they feel about you, but there is that sensuality and that new birth and this very much nurturingness, comes into. So I like that. A lot of emotion, right? So that's what they have for you, X. So many blessings to you. And then Silent Victory. Hello, hello. You are up next. So general reading for next week, please. Let's take a look here. I got the Hermit. So it's important next week for you to kind of step back and take time to reflect on things. Really, really reflect before you take actions. Um, if anyone asks, it's interesting. If anyone says, I need to know right now the answer, well, then no. Okay, take your time, because they're trying to pressure you sometimes. But even in that, it's just like, take the time to step back before making decisions next week and spend time connecting inward and upward and self generating and resting too. It's important for you to take time for yourself next week. I feel like there's going to be a lot of activity. So it's important for you to have that rest to recharge the battery, not wait till it gets down to the red. I'm about to turn off. Okay, I've got to plug in. It's like, no, just, recharge. Take a little bit of time every day for you next week. Just even if it's like a half hour, just to do something for you where you just do something you love and something you want for yourself. Do it. And I feel like that's important for you this coming week. So that's what they have coming in for you, Silent Victory. I like it. You have permission to pamper yourself. All right. So we did those, we did those, we did those. All right. We did those, and we did those. Yep, we did those. Don't want to go too fast. I don't want to skip over someone here. All right. And then Nat Nat. You are up next here. Okay, so is DV and C together? All right, let's take a look here. Are they together? Yes. We got the Two of Cups, the lovebirds coming in here, and even the Queen of Earth, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, sensuality, that there. So it does feel like, I mean, the Two of Cups is like a very much, uh, yeah, it does, with those cards appear to be so. So hopefully that's a good thing. I don't know, probably not, right? All right, but that's what they have for you, Nat Nat. So hang in there, my dear. All right, we did those, and then Jeep, your free question was, what are your strengths? Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? All right, they'll give you one here. All right, and I just put that back in. It came flying back out. So you got the Two of Water. One of your strengths is when you commit to a relationship or a friendship, like an important friendship, because there's some that are, you know, when you really are value a friendship, it is for life, right? You really you really commit to someone, um, unless they betray you. When you feel betrayed by someone, screw them. That's what's coming in from you. But I feel like it is a strength that the important relationships in your life, they know it, and you can communicate it, and you honor it, and you really protect it. And that's where sometimes you can be overprotective, and I feel like that's where a strength of yours is really developing, is this unconditional love that you have for important relationships in your life. And so the fears are becoming less and less, and it's changing these important relationships that are in your life too. So I love that for you. That's one of the strengths they want you to know about. All right. So that's what they have for you for one, Jeep. Can ask for more later as well, especially if you, for the free questions, you can say, what's another one of my strengths? What's another one? We can do those too. All right. So continue down here. We did those. We did those. All right. Let's see here. Where are we at? All right. And Charlene Kramer, you want to find out what messages from anyone, um, to you or your spirit guides that you need to hear today. All right, sure. Let's take a look here. What message do they want to give you today? All right. Yeah, the star card. I like this. Dreams can come true. There's this hope that comes here. And this is the star card is like your connection with your higher self. And I feel like they're just letting you know that, it's Aquarian energy, and there's this, brightness, not to give up on your dreams, not to, let, just don't give up. I just feel like that keeps on coming in. Don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on the hope of that everything is balanced. Everything is balanced. It's they have the seven stars, which are the seven chakras, and they're like it's all of life balances out, and that everything happens on purpose for a purpose. Dreams do come true, but I feel like the message is, what is your dream, and really becoming, um, aware of what that dream really is. Getting out of your head of the supposed to be, should be's, need to be's, have to be's, and what does your heart say? What does your heart sing? Because I just feel like it's important for you to know that you're supported. There's no wrong choice, and there's no judgment on the other side. Even if it was someone that gave you a lot of supposed to, shoulds, and need tos growing up, and they're back on the other side, they're like, my bad, enjoy and do what you want. I was under my own delusion of, grandeur. So go do what you love, don't take what I said, while I was down there into consideration. Go live, go love, go enjoy. So I love that. I love that. really pursue your dream. I feel is what they're saying, but make sure it's the dream you want, not a dream someone else forced down your throat. All right. All right. So that's as many as I'm going to get to in this session, but I will be back. Let me take some screenshots real quick here. So we got down to Valerie um, Apiafi. I probably total murdered that. Let me just take some screenshots here. It just looks like I'm going to just have a handful, but I will come back and complete them out because I do love my community here and I want to give back to everyone. And I know not everyone is able to um, you know, make donations. And so um, I like to come back on and complete those out. I do honor, of course, all of the donations everyone made. It helps me keep doing what I do. And all my YouTube channel members and Alice, hey, I see one of my YouTube channel members. I didn't see you. So shout out to you. And because my YouTube monthly channel members help, everyone that donates, and then anyone that purchases any of my services that I offer down in the description box of the video because of all of you and my lovely host who lets me live here for free. I'm able to do this and offer all the free content I do, which before I zip off here, while you're waiting for me to return, which will be probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours, I will definitely come on tonight though. Um, I've got a Scorpio full moon pick a card that we just put out that talk about the Scorpio energies coming up. I also have a free podcast, which is From Chaos to Cozy, gives a lot of tools on how to transform our life from the chaos that it is down here as a human, how we can make it more cozy. Also, if you want to know about some astrological stuff, I have a video here about retrogrades and zeroing in also on the Mercury and Saturn retrogrades and how you can use the energy best to maintain your Zen, right? And then also eclipse season, we're in the middle of still, just on the other side of the solar eclipse, but it still impacts us for about 4 weeks or more, depending on of course, our birth charts. And I know wait, there's more. Also, Taurus season started yesterday, so here's a pick a card. And has a special bonus for all you Taurus sun babies. So happy birthday to you. And there's a 3-month bonus reading for you. And then lastly, if you want to know about your May coming up here is the link for the May monthly readings. It's a playlist, so you can take a look at your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, your Mars sign. If you want to know about work and relationships of the masculine nature, Venus for love, and the moon for emotions and how you interact with mother. And so there's a whole bunch of different things you can look at for different aspects of your life. That also has a um, astrological Zenergy kind of big picture, just some important astrological energies that are there for you as well. So check those out if you would. And then for the rest of you guys, if I didn't get to your free reading, I will be back in, like I said, about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I'll finish out those free readings tonight. Until then, remember every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, enjoy the rest of your night or day, wherever you're at in the world. I will be back tomorrow morning too at 11 a.m. Mountain Time if you'd like to join me then. So you guys have a great night, and we will see you soon. Take care. Hey, Empress Beauty. If you have a question, if you want to pop it in, I'll grab it real quick. But I will be back to finish that out. So I'll give you a sec here if you want to pop something in there. You're just as the elevator doors are closing, you can throw it in. All right. All right. Just get ready here. I'm about to head over to my praying mantis. So just waiting, Empress Beauty, if you want to throw your question in there. Or not. All right, I'm going to sign off of here. I'll still look at the chat here for just a moment, but I am jumping over to another session. So I gotta zip. So thank you guys. Take care.